It all begins when Alina's father fails to get tenure at his university. I've never met her before, but I know who she is. An all-star kid whose funny name is mentioned often during the awards section of the morning announcements. Until that day, no Indian kid has come to see me in my office for any reason except to get a standard recommendation letter for college or to ask about his or her class rank. Perhaps this is due to my being Indian like them rather than their bias against counseling. I'd like to give my people the benefit of the doubt. I'd like to believe that these desi kids I see out there in the halls clutching their 3-ring binders to their chests like life preservers and shuffling along in sneakers that make their legs look like big birds, I'd like to believe that they have it together more than I did almost 20 years ago. So, when Alina Chandrakrishnan shows up one day unannounced and exhibiting noticeably antisocial behavior, it's an understatement to say I'm surprised. I'm eating a homemade avocado wrap. Little bits of ripe green goo keep sliding out of the tortilla and plunking onto my desk calendar. I'm glad to finally meet you, I tell her, dabbing up my mess with wax paper and trying to look her in the eyes. I keep talking, aware of her discomfort. She wears her hair in a long, loose braid. With her glasses and dark complexion, she is the image of the consummate village schoolgirl from my mother's stories of her Indian youth. I try a different tactic. Are you here because you need me to sign something, or are you here because you need to talk to me about something? Alina looks up through her glasses. She has the chocolate-colored eyes of some kind of small, frightened animal, fringed with negligible eyelashes. She looks like the kind of girl who bites her nails instead of doing them, the kind of girl who would feel funny about wearing clothes that might reveal her undoubtedly flawless figure. Maybe I sense this, because she reminds me of some younger version of myself. I'm here to talk to you about a form I need, she says in a quiet, gravelly voice, the voice of multiple accents and languages. What kind of form? The form you have to get to transfer credits internationally? That's what I need to talk to you about. She finishes her sentence with a note of teenage bitterness. Let's talk then. Alina pulls some loose hair behind her ear and responds with more resolve. I need to talk about whether it's going to be worth it, or not, to go overseas. Talk about a strange kid. She looks awkward and effacing, but now, at age 14, she's going to handle deciding whether she needs to get an international education? Is this some kind of exchange program? Do you want to do a summer program in French or Spanish? No, she answers, glancing down at her sweatshirt. This sweatshirt is the color of squished peas, and on it is the word Tucson. It looks like it could be her father's. Okay, I prod. I've given up on my wrap. Its soft, oily textures lay taunting me from the half-closed Tupperware. I began to wonder, absent-mindedly, if this stalemate in the conversation is my fault. Have I lost my ability to connect with kids? I need to see if I could get enough credits to transfer to a high school in India and stay at my grade level so it would be okay for my parents and me to move back there. At the word parents, Alina looks at me as if to size me up. I clutch my crumpled napkin, meeting her gaze. Okay, let's see, I say, opening my drawers and running through the vertical files. In your case, I'm almost certain the credits would transfer, without even looking. Your transcript says you've already started AP classes, for goodness sake. I pause for a moment, hating the old person's way I have said goodness. I go on. I'm 99% sure you would come in at the same grade level, if not ahead, so that would make it easier for you to move. I have spoken a lot, one of my default tricks of trying to put kids at ease. Kids don't normally like to fill in the silence. But there she is, suddenly, leaning forward, her expression more pointed than when she had come in, like she has in fact been reading me instead of the other way around. That's what I need to talk to you about, Dr. Singh, Alina begins. I need to not make it look like a good idea for me to go back to India. This is how I come to be truly curious about Alina Chandrakrishna's life, which later, much later, you could say, leads me to bigger professional challenges. The roundabout factors and circumstances which determine a person's interests and specialties, the unremarked upon way in which we all continue to change through the course of our adult lives, I can say now that this begins to happen to me through my introduction to this one young girl. In a way, She leads me back to my people and back to myself.
When temptation calls, yeah, this